I got my passport today, or yesterday, actually. Um, I was very nervous when I got it, actually. You may be thinking, why? You know? And the reason for that disappointment is because I'm transgender. Um, and my birth certificate, because I was too fucking lazy to change it along with every other legal document I have, still has an F on it, even though by any other legal standard, I'm a man. So I had to also submit my legal paperwork along with it to support that. That was the instructions listed on the passport application instructions from the US government's own website. So I followed everything by the book, and I have an F as my sex instead. Like, I just have so many thoughts in my head. It's so ridiculous, first of all, that in the grand year of 2025, the the USA is doing this. Like, I don't know, it's like just so shocking and appalling to me, like how much of a step back this is. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? This is now, rather than, well, it's still a passport, but now it is also a guaranteed annoying interaction at every single time I have to show this piece of someone. Because guess what? People usually just get really confused, even if you explain it in the most simple. I just want to literally just live a normal life. Like, that's what most trans people want, or all trans people want, really, is to just live their version of a normal, calm life, unbothered by this stuff. I just want, for anyone who, hasn't thought too deeply on this stuff, regardless of your thoughts on the president, just ask yourself, why did he change this? Why can I not have an M on my passport? Especially when I have an M on everything else. I have an M on my driver's license, Social Security, everything, but not abroad, I guess. Why? Trans people can't identify as a third gender now. Why? I know people who are directly affected by that. What are all these people supposed to do who have this third marker that is now not recognized by their own government? I have always been someone who has been very unsure of myself. I've been very scared of being wrong, and that extends to every aspect of my life, including like my personal political beliefs and whatnot. So anytime I've thought like this in the past, I've always sort of like downplayed it in my own head of like, come on, you sound ridiculous. Because also I grew up with conservative parents, so it's very easy to think those thoughts in my head because my parents told me them. But when I was 14, I read this book. I'm forgetting what it was, but it was about socialism and communism. So if you're not into that, sorry. But just listen, please. You don't have to accept socialism to this is just like a theory, a way of seeing the world that I feel is relevant in these times with these circumstances. How does the ruling class keep the working class at bay? So how do we do that in the modern world? By creating an enemy. You divide up a people enough that they don't fight back against you because they're all fighting amongst each other. You make them dislike, say, trans ideology or LGBT ideology. You make them think that all this crime it's really from people in Mexico, and that if we just get rid of that, that'll fix everything, and then we'll be good again. And you make them just lose sight of the fact that this sounds corny as fuck, but really we are all human at the end of the day. We're more similar than we are different, and we really lose sight of that a lot. And it's really easy too, because a lot of people want you to. And I don't know, maybe I sound like a crazy conspiracy theorist, but like, yes, that makes sense. And I feel like that is definitely what keeps people divided, is prejudice. I started seeing it more in a more deliberate sense in the last few months. Like, my gender being incorrect on this doesn't lower your egg prices or your prescription medication. It doesn't create new jobs. In fact, a lot of government jobs have actually been lost due to cuts on federal agencies, particularly the national park services are being absolutely devastated right now, and it is very sad to see. And it just makes me think, what a great distraction. All this stuff he's doing, what an amazing distraction. Because my dad talked on the phone about, I mean, many things yesterday, but a good bit of it was the good stuff Trump's doing. Like, and I'm sitting here on the other phone, and I just realized that my own father is like in a completely different world from me. I've heard all this news about, these negative effects. I've experienced them firsthand, but he's heard none of it because he is consuming completely different news from me. Like, he's a grown man, and I think all he's really going to do is just keep sitting on his phone and reading articles, and not much else is going to come of it. But it's sad to see him just get lied to. And I wish I could do something about it. I wish I could look at him and say, they're lying to you, like straight up. But even if I did say that, he just would not believe me, because in his eyes, I'm the one who's being lied to. And that's, like, I hate to call it a cult, because I feel like we use that word too, that's one of the words we use too loosely. But, like, it's the same way cults work, They make you think that outsiders are really the ones who are wrong and misinformed. So then, anytime someone who's genuinely concerned with something that you believe or your safety or whatever, anytime they come to you, you just think that they're in the wrong. It just pushes that wedge between you and the outside world, and differing views further and further apart. I don't know. It's a lot. I was planning on making a video about just the passport stuff, but then, because I got my passport yesterday, and I've just had a lot of frustration on my mind, and I've been wanting to restart making YouTube videos again, so figured, well, this is a good start, because I keep literally talking to myself about it, because I don't like journaling, so I just start talking to myself when I feel like I really need to get something out, because I also don't want to call my friends about it, because I feel like I'll be annoying, because I will call them like 5 times a day if I talk to them every time I want to tell them something. But we're going off on a whole other tangent. Oh my god. Get back to the topic, Nick. I was going to make a video about the passport thing and my feelings on it, but then yesterday as well, like later in the day, my dad called me, and it was a pretty standard conversation at first, but then it quickly became like very political, and it got a little hurtful, but it is what it is. And the sun is still here today, birds are chirping outside, and I have a matcha latte. So, could be a hell of a lot worse. There's so many areas of the world where God knows where you get matcha. Not in sight. I mean, it's my own video, and I feel like if anyone gets to be non-serious in these times, I think sorry, I keep like tucking my hair behind my ears, but then I like hate how my hair looks behind my ears, so I have to fix it immediately. But then if it gets too in my face, then it's like a sensory thing. So I'm like just constantly in hell, and I don't think I'm built for having long hair, but I really like the look of long hair, so I'm like forcing myself to stick through it. I think that's all I wanted to talk about in terms of passport. Come on, in 2025? Hello? Like, damn, bruh. It's just sad and ridiculous and stupid and so many other things. This really doesn't do anything besides add more difficulty to people's life. Like, why can't I? If America is supposed to be about freedom of speech and freedom of expression and, you know, having freedom, why do I not have the freedom to legally change my name and gender and then have that gender displayed on all my forms of identification? When I asked my dad a similar question of, just consider why these decisions are being made. Like, it doesn't make sense to me because this is a restriction of freedom, in my opinion. No, not in, I'm cutting the in my opinion off. It is a restriction of freedom, point blank. I literally can't do something. You're restricting me from doing something. That is less freedom. You can see my 5 o'clock shadow in this photo, and it says F. You can see my stubble right here in the photo. There's a shadow here, and there's a shadow above my lip. I just look like a man. I look like a man in this photo. Like, and it's not congruent with my driver's license. My driver's license says M. So I just, like, I don't, like, I'm thinking, like, well, I was thinking, like, I mean, I guess if I have to, I could travel. But, like, would this cause issues? I don't even know. Certainly it would for transphobic countries, obviously. But it's just lame. Like, it doesn't make me want to travel at all. Makes me feel like I just paid $212. That's how much I had to pay in total for this passport. For nothing. Editing Nick here. I'm editing the same day. That's why I have the same clothes on. I just wanted to interject real quick because when I said for nothing, I feel like it kind of comes across as like me meaning that literally. I didn't mean that. I more so meant like I was talking about how I was feeling. Because to me, I've gone through this arguably quite extensive, tedious process of having to legally change everything. And it is a tedious, extensive process. Like, the legal name change in itself is its own beast. And then after that, you're not even done because then you still have to go and change your social security, your bank info, your driver's license, all separately because they're all separate organizations, obviously. And I go through all of that, and then I go through the steps of ensuring that my passport will also have the correct marker, and it's just arbitrarily thrown in my face because the president in charge just felt like it. I paid $212 for a middle finger in my face. Like, yeah, you're a grown adult, but you can't have an M on your passport. Come on, man. It's been like 23 minutes, so I feel like I have talked enough. Hi again, I'm Anthony still. And I will be vlogging. No promises on when, but I will be vlogging. I do plan on it. Thank you for watching, if you have. That's really about it. You should subscribe if you want to see more of this type of content, and if you also want to see content that isn't this type of content, because actually, surprise, most of the videos I'm going to be making are not going to be sit down and talk. I'll be talking, don't worry. A lot of my content, all talking. Nothing to worry about there. I'll have plenty more thoughts to share, but it's going to be mainly on video games. I play a lot of Minecraft. I'm already a streamer, so it's primarily going to be like me talking about life while also playing Minecraft type videos. You'll get some of the same, you know, topics that have come from this video. I'll talk about trans stuff, I'll talk about politics, I'll share my profound and deep thoughts on the world we live in. Oh my god, that sounded so stupid. And I'll also just be talking about silly stuff. I feel like it'll be a good mix. And occasionally, when I get the itch, I will film something different. I'm trying to enjoy just like the art of making videos more. I like took some film classes in middle and high school, and I just recently like remembered how much I loved making like just those silly short films. I truly was just like making a video and having fun. And like I want it to be a fun thing, so I need to start treating it like a fun thing. And this isn't a this isn't a very good start to a fun thing, because this is not a fun video. This is talking about some depressing shit. But I'll sure have fun editing it on iMovie on my phone. And you know what? It's the effort that counts. I've been using iMovie since forever. I've always used iMovie. iMovie for life. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.